So in this mini tutorial, I'm using tappits. So tappits are a specific kind of cutter that are made by FMM, and they make letters. So if you're no good at piping, which I'm not, they're a fantastic option for adding lettering, words, names, etc. to your cakes. They can be a little bit tricky to use, but I've got some tips and techniques that you'll see in this video that are going to really help you to use tappits effectively. So, rule number one with the tappits. I always find it is better to use, at the very least, modelling paste or reinforced sugar paste. So in other words, some sugar paste or fondant with plenty of CMC or Tylo in it. Personally, I always do it with flour paste. Roll it out, corn flour both sides, and let it sit a little while. And this looks absolutely filthy because I have not cleared up a single one of these metallic flecks as I've gone along.
So slowly picking it all up.
Okay, so look, I'm just going to cut them into strips. Like so. Again, with the corn flour. I should have shares in IKEA, to be fair. I do not, but I should. And actually what I will do, just so that you guys can see. So I'm going to do M first. Place it on, press firmly and give it a wiggle, right? It's really important that you get that horrible scratchy sound. You should find that that comes away without it, and then you can rub your fingers over it. Now, one of the things that people often do wrong with these is that they use the paste too thick. The tappits, they're not like this, right? You could push that through paste that was that thick because that's how thick the cutter is. These are only like a couple of millimeters thick, so you need paste that is thinner than that. So you want it nice and thin. Make sure that all the little bits are gone. So this is actually a pretty easy letter. I'll do it with a harder letter in a minute. But make sure that all of your middle bits are taken out, because if they're stuck in, then that's not going to help the letter release itself on the cutter. And then, so as to not break them and or terrify the neighbours, flick on the edge of your petal pad, and that should get them to come out. If like this, can you see it's half out? You can just very gently pull it out. And then just make sure that you sort of arrange it, let's say. So I will do another one. Let's do a B this time. So again, press firmly, give it a wiggle, and get the scratchy noise, because that just means that your cutter is connecting with the board underneath. So this one, do you see, obviously we've got the bits inside the B, so we can just hook those out, and then again, just like they'll flick out.
Just like that.
Just like that. Do you know what? It's one of those things, people, I've been using tappits for years and years and years and years, and it's one of those things, people don't like them, which is why I'm always arguing with Grace about tappits, but anyway, that's, as you know. Yeah. So if you've got a more awkward letter, do you know what? I've picked up the numbers, but let's not ask Maureen how old she is. What do you think?
No, it's very rude. And, well,
right.
Is it still considered rude?
So let's do the H, because the H's are always hard to come out.
Don't sell those letter tappits.
No, we've only got the leaf ones. Yeah, we've only got the leaf ones.
Yeah.
Right. So again, with this H, pull out that middle bit, because that is just going to help. And I've rubbed my finger over it so that you've got like, just so that you've got a nice clean cut on it. And it should, right, if it doesn't want to come out, then what you need is a pin. A pin, hang on.
Would you like me to find your pin?
No, sorry. I just need to get off my fat bottom. Right, a pin. You're not going to go straight in vertically. You're going to go at like a 45-degree angle, because you can hook the back of the letter like that without actually piercing the front of it.
We'll just sort of break the seal a bit.
Kind of. And what did someone say they struggled with? Was the A.
Oh, I missed that.
The little A. So again, if it's sticking, go for a little bit more.
Yeah, Tina says she always struggles with the A.
So a bit more of the corn flour. Press firmly and give it a wiggle. And like I said, the most important thing is to make sure that your paste is nice and thin. Like, this can't be more than about 1 millimetre thick, this flour paste. See, and with that extra bit of corn flour, they pop right out. Maureen, do you have a nickname? Because I don't think I'm going to fit the entirety of Maureen. A cupcake. We have that quite well as Natalie and Christopher. Christopher's
Yes.
quite long. Immaculate Confections is like the longest thing in the world. And my maiden name was really long, so it's a problem we're familiar with. What else could I write?
It's that thing of just someone says, "I'll say something."
Okay, Mo. I can do Mo. Excellent. Right. Which means
Mary
we need an O.
finds the small S is hard.
Yep. So give it a nice rub with your finger.
Or Bill to shout. Sharon says, "Calls me."
And then, there we are. And what did you say? The S, yeah, the little S is a pain also. But again, should be getting easier because it's been sitting there to dry a bit. And I'll pop some more corn flour on it. S. Right, the irony is, and I might as well just admit it because I'm sitting here trying to hide it. This one is actually broken.
Bit too enthusiastic in your tablet.
Yeah, and do you know what? It's broken at the lowercase w. I've never, in the best part of 12 years, I've never needed to use the lowercase w. So go figure. But if you do break one, if you email FMM, they'll send you a new one.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, let's try that again. So press firmly, give it a wiggle. Can you guys see? Are you zoomed all the way in on that?
Yeah, that's all I've got, I'm afraid.
Right. Can you see that the outline of the S on this side is much darker than it is on that side? Is that showing up?
Yeah.
And that is simply because...
The bottom of the S looks like it's not particularly cut through.
Right.
Really.
So that's why this one doesn't look quite as dark pink, because on this side, it's not all the way pressed through. So I'm just going to give it a rub with my finger. And that's just pushing the paste in and pushing it through. We'll peel that bit off, and then we should, let's do it this way around. There we are. And I do quite often, if it comes out like that, we will use the pin to flip it over, and then you can sit and let them dry a little while, so that
a bit of strength.
They've got a bit of strength for when you start moving them around. And then what we can do is come there. I'm just going to do this with a little bit of water. Just on the back of that letter there. Do you reckon I'm going to get this on straight? Do you think there's a hope in hell that I'm going to manage to get this on straight? Oh. About there. And then on the back of that O as well, I've just flung across the table. I mean, I'll be honest, they are fiddly little so-and-so's. But I am no good whatsoever at piping words. So for me, it was Tappits or nothing, basically, because this is going back to sort of before all the cutty out lettery things. Although, to be honest, I've only ever used them once or twice, but from what I've heard, they are faffy enough to paint in if you do the impression letters, that I don't know that they are necessarily that much easier than this. I don't know, what do you guys think?
What we're talking like sugar press stuff.
Aye. Right. Again, I'm just going to paint this afterwards. Paint's a little on the thin side, but I can always go over twice. Can't paint and talk.
You've got to stay in those lines. It's not even responding to me now. This is usually what happens when we work together anyway. I ask Natalie a question.
Oh God, because I'm trying to get on with
Muted
things and you're
silence.
just yapping away in the corner. Relentlessly. Okay. Happy birthday, Mo.
It's nice, isn't it?
But yeah, I reckon.
Like we've branded a mini planet for her.
Yeah. But like if you had a sort of set. Let's have a, we liked this one, didn't we? Maybe, I don't know. I probably wouldn't mix the stars and the flowers because I just.
They still look nice as a set.
But yeah. There we go. Ta-da! So there we have it. I hope you enjoyed that video and you will now be an absolute pro at using Tappit. Remember to do all the things that I say in the video, all those tips and tricks that will help you do it. And as always, if it doesn't work the first time, don't be frightened to wait a little while, come back and have another go, because it can be a tricky one to learn.